Hi, I'm Yasir Khan. If your mind can conceive, you can achieve. There's nothing impossible in life, and this is my story. I was born in Bhopal, in Madhya Pradesh, in India. My father is a farmer, and my mother is a librarian. I was sent to madrasa at the age of 4. From the age of 4 till the age of 13, I studied in more than 20 different madrasas. Yes, I did not study properly. The reason was people were very difficult to deal with. Yes, they were harsh. I got beaten up. All those years. Nothing was simple. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and throughout the day I used to work and I used to sleep. Study, work, whatever was there, whatever the courses were there. And I used to sleep at 10 p.m. That's how I have lived my life for 9 years. Of course, later on when I was 10, 11, 12, I became very rebellious and it was very difficult to deal with me. When I when I became 13 years old, I decided to start training at home only. I started doing push-ups and pull-ups and crunches and squats. The reason was not to build a strong physique or become have a good body, but to mentally toughen up, because I always thought that I'm very weak. I cannot achieve anything, because that's how people dealt with me. That's what they told me. Always. I was not educated. I did not study properly, and whatever the education was, that was Islamic madrasa, Islamic boarding. There was no such education which you see in today's time. So it was very difficult for me to deal with people in real life and like in normal life. So at the age of 13, I started training. After seeing my dad, I've seen my dad always training very hard in akhada, in Desi akhada. He used to do all the Desi exercises, and I picked it from him, and I started training at the age of 13. When I started training, I found my escape from the reality. Yes, this was my escape. While training, I just realized that how powerful I am. I can train for 5 hours, for 6 hours, and literally I used to train for many years. I have trained 5 to 6 hours a day. I never used to count reps, sets, what muscles I'm training, is there is any recovery or something. Nothing was like that. And I just trained just to keep my mind calm, because it was very difficult for me to deal with people, to open my mouth and to open up myself, especially to tell them my story. And I was very shy. I was not it was very difficult for me to mingle with people, and I was always an outsider, because I lived my first 9 years of my childhood in in different places, in different boardings. And when I came back, no kid wanted to play with me, wanted to be with me. None of my relatives. They all took me, the way they behaved with me, it was very, very different, and I could not handle it. I'm not blaming anyone here. I'm just telling you that how I felt it. It could be the other story from their side, but that's how I felt it. And then when I started training, I found my escape, and I trained hard and harder and harder. Then I realized that I need to eat, and to eat I need to earn money. Because my dad literally told me that if you are not going back to madrasa, then you cannot get anything from us. And he just gave me one small room, which was like a storeroom. And anyway, my house was very small, like literally 400 square feet, and 5 of us, my 2 sisters and my parents and we used to live there. And yes, that's how I started working also. And my first job was to sell milk, and then I worked in I did like 3-4 jobs to sell milk, and bookshop. I worked at a bookshop, and then I worked at a tea stall. I worked at a salesman in an equipment store. That was all in Bhopal. And on the side, I started learning English. The English I had to learn because I always used to see all the magazines, and while I was growing up, because I wanted to build my body and I wanted to become better in that. And I always used to ask my sisters, like, okay, can you please read these articles for me, and I will give you like 1 rupee or 2 rupees. And they used to do it for me. And then I decided, like, why not I learn English, and I read it myself. So I used to buy second-hand magazines, and I used to read. Now the best part is, all the magazines I used to read at that time, I have appeared on the cover page, all of them. Not only in India, but also in UK and UAE. I have been on the cover of almost 5-6 magazines. So, and the best part about spending my time, my childhood, especially in madrasas, that I adapted discipline, the habits, waking up 4 a.m. in the morning, sleeping on time, staying busy throughout the day. And these are the things which I used to hate. And these are the things which I used to curse those people, that why they put me, through such hardships. But later on in my life, I realized that that's all you need in order to succeed, and that's all you need in order to achieve your goals. And that's how all the discipline, all the hard work I utilize in a more positive way, than to become bitter towards society, and then to become bitter towards my family. So that's how I utilized that. And I started working, and I started training harder and harder and harder, and I built a decent physique. And I decided to move to Bombay because I was able to save around 1,500 to 2,000 rupees after working 3 to 4 years, selling milk, selling books, tea stall, and as a salesman, and I started training people a little bit here and there as well. As soon as I had 2,000 rupees I could save after taking care of my responsibilities towards my family, I just moved to Bombay when I was just 17. When I moved to Bombay, the struggle restarted, because I had to work as at a tea stall again. I was just like, giving tea, serving tea to people and washing those cups. Yes, that's all I did at that time. Then eventually, in a month or two, I got a job in a gym, where I also, at the same time, while working in the gym, I decided to do a personal training course, because I was just a cleaner at that time, a floor cleaner. And then once I did the course, I got a job as a floor instructor, and then personal trainer, then different jobs, different gyms I have worked. And that's how I've grown from there. And while I was working, I was struggling, and I was, just living hand to mouth, just working for my bread and butter. Somehow I could manage to pay my bills for my house and for my food. That's all I did. So it's been like, I started working out at the age of 13, and till 20, I could not manage much. And it's always like going to Bombay, coming back, going to Bombay, coming back, because as soon as I used to get a job, I used to go there, make money and come back. All the experiences, I decided to start giving auditions. Now, from all the experiences, whatever the way I have worked, I groomed myself. I worked on the way I look, the way my physique looks, the way I behave, the way I talk, because since I did not go to school or college, it was very difficult for me to learn, and everything was a learning. Everything, I was like very excited. I was very, very excited to learn. I used to meet girls, and I used to have girlfriends at that time, just to so that they can teach me. I used to always ask them, like, can you please talk to me in English? Can you please teach me this? Can you please teach me that? And of course they used to laugh at me on my face. But yes, I used to pick always. And that's how I end up being on the cover page of Men's Health magazine at the age of 21, and so on, many other magazines. I got a chance to be I got a chance to be in the MTV Splitsvilla season 7 show, where I end up being a finalist, and I really performed really well. The finale was really good, and that gave me another a lot of popularity, and I got many offers from television, from movies also on side roles. But I decided, like, I'm just young, I'm very young, I'm 24, 25, and I wanted to explore the world, because I was so keen. The only reason why I did not work, because it was still in India, and I wanted to see the world, and I wanted to go and explore and learn and experience everything. It's just, don't stay at one place. And so that I decided to come to Dubai, UAE. And 2015 I moved here. When 2015 I moved to Dubai, and I decided to, by the way, it was not 2015, it was 2012 first I came, but I stayed like 3-4 months. I could not survive, of course, for many other reasons. Then I went back, and I worked in television and other cover pages and with fitness modeling. Then I came back in 2015 to start. By the way, I came just with 200 dirhams in my pocket, trust me, and that too I took it from my sister. Yes, I took it from my sister, and I came to Dubai, and from those 200 dirhams, I decided to work with people, and of course, some people did not treat me well at all. And then I decided to work, on my own. I arranged everything. I worked in, with many people, and then I decided that now it's time to explore whatever the money I could manage, like 5,000, 6,000 dirhams. I decided to put all the money and compete and travel. So I decided, like, okay, since I don't have any such solid education, who will give me the visa if I want to compete? But I decided to, okay, let's prep. And then I decided to compete in Australia, because as Australia, to go to Australia was a, like it was my dream. And I decided to compete. I went to Australia. I put all the money I had. Trust me, there was hardly anything left. And I competed there, and I placed first in one category, and I came top 5 in the top 5 best fitness models in Australia at that year, in 2015-16. So I came back. I started working as a personal trainer again, and I started competing again. I competed many different places, almost like 5 to 6 countries, and the highest I have placed was second in UK in 2019. And that time, my another dream came true, to be to appear in the magazine, which is Muscle and Fitness. So I have grown up reading Men's Health, Muscle and Fitness, and all these magazines. And trust me, I had to learn English just to read that, and that's just so magical. I mean, sometimes when I think about it, it inspires me big time. So that's how I end up being, in Men's Health also. And then lockdown happened. Just before lockdown, I registered a company called Transform Your Body. And when lockdown happened, again, I hit the rock bottom. And that's the story of my life. I just keep hitting rock bottom again and again, and I keep moving to places, and then I restart my struggle. So I don't know if I enjoy this or no, but that's what happened so far. I feel it's just because I'm hungry. I'm just hungry. Whatever I did not have, all the hardships and all the struggle I have faced, whatever I did not have while I was growing up, I just want to have everything. I'm not talking about materialistic. I'm talking about the mental, because people looked at me as dumb, as like someone who is uneducated. People used to tell their kids, parents used to tell their kids that don't spend time with him. You will not pass in your exam. He will waste your time. He doesn't go to school. He has no future. Blah blah blah. And that there are many things they used to say. So I just, it's just in me that I want to achieve everything, anything and everything, not only just material, not only just money, not only what I do as transformation or business, family. I just want to, this is what I believe, that excellence is not by accident. Excellence is your habit. You do it every day. And every day I wake up, and this is what I believe. Today I'm going to change my life, and today I'm going to change people's lives along with mine. So that's how I start my day. Then lockdown happened, and in the lockdown, I was, of course, I did not have much left with me, no support, nothing. And I decided to, with my close people, I decided to work on a strategy, start helping people. And while I was helping people in lockdown, I was training people online, and some of the social media pages and newspaper, they looked at that and they picked me from there, and they started promoting me, like, this guy is doing good and this guy is helping people at this time. So that helped. And then right after that, once the lockdown opened, I decided, like, okay, I'm going to work 18 hours a day. And if I'm going to work 18 hours a day, if people pay or don't pay, I just need to utilize my 18 hours. That's it. And trust me, in 1 year, TYB, Transform Your Body, is the #1 transformation company in Middle East. And I would say in the world, because the amount of transformations I have delivered, the amount of lives I have changed is, you can't, in 1 year, you can't even imagine. And the best part is that while I was competing, I was being on the cover pages, I was doing so many things, but I did not feel that, the true happiness, that my heart still was not smiling. I was still angry. I still wanted to prove. I still do want to prove, to be honest with you. I will not lie. But while helping people, so I helped myself first. I transformed myself first. But while I was transforming others, the true happiness and the fulfillment, that's the right word, the fulfillment I've got, is there's no comparison to any other feeling. And that's why I do what I do, and that's why I transform people, and that's how I connect with people. Now there's the best part in this whole story, is that if I did not go to madrasa, if I did not struggle and gone through all the hardships, I would not reach where I have reached today. So from the start till where I am and where I'm going to go, what I'm planning to do is just so phenomenal, and it inspires others. So how people usually ask me, like, how do you transform people? What is that secret? Because there are so many trainers, so many nutritionists, and they have so much knowledge. They are very highly educated. But what I do, I just share my vibe. So this is what I do. I just share my story. I just share that nothing is impossible, because people who are 100 plus kgs, what they believe, they don't want to know the technicality of nutrition, technicality of training. They just want to know how to move. They just want to know how to get up. They just want to know how to wake up early in the morning. They just want to know how to move. They just want to know how to believe. They just want one person to make them believe in themselves. And that's what I do. And that's why my story is very strong and inspiring thousands and millions of people, I would say. Because I believe each client of mine is a torch for me. So if I transform one person, they transform millions of people. And social media is such a strong tool, it's a superpower. If you know how to utilize it, if you utilize it for the betterment of people, for the betterment of society, for to inspire people, to motivate people, you can change the world. And that's my dream, to change the world. That's my vision, to inspire people in this lifetime. Before I die, I want to make, whatever, small or big, but I want to make a change. I want to make a change in people's lives towards a better, healthier, stronger mind and body. So thank you very much. I'm Yasir Khan, and I'm just getting started.